Good morning, ladies. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If, yeah, Ruma married to, I can't say her name properly, so I'm just gonna call her Ar, or Aim, Arm, Amara, Amara, or A-M, or A for short. That's what I'm, A plus. Sorry. So, and I'm also adding a new character into this What If. Her name is Quinn Phoenix. Quinn Phoenix. And plus, if you guys didn't see the poll of you guys voted for My Hero Academia, first poll. Second poll is the what if, for like categories, is what if he was that, or what if, or so that number two is what if he had a twin sister, and the third was what if Deku was in the demon world, or in demon school, universe, basically. So I got a crazy idea. I decided to add, or so I fused both of them together. The what if she, or what if he was, or actually it was three categories. What if he was married to her? And I feel like this isn't, yeah. So, yeah. So, yeah, so there is three categories that I've fused together to make this what if story. First is the one that we were talking about. Second is I'm explaining stuff first of all. So, second is the what if he was the biological kid or son of Demon King. So he's basically a full-flesh demon, basically. And then the third is the one with least amount of votes, his twin sister. Yeah. So now, with that out of the way, let's jump right into the what if. So, normally it would have been, if it was My Hero Academia Zuko's version, it would have been like they've been born. But no. So, the Demon King and the was basically had two children because of let's say there was a demon queen too, and both of them wanted a their own kids. So they both had gave birth to two separate kids. One was male, blue hair, mixed with a little bit of purple, and a girl that is similar to his. Yeah, and the reason why I know that this is the female version of his that he used in the anime, and please go check it out. It's pretty funny. I almost died laughing. So yes. So so then the yeah. So yeah. But the one of the, let's say, hold on, give me a minute. I don't know how to spell chair. And this guy. Let's say this guy was in that same time period. So the Demon King tells him that in order for one of them to become a Demon King would been they have to prove themselves. Like there's only 3 restrictions. First is they have to go through love test. What it means is basically they have to find a love life, or no, they have to find either a soulmate that they love the most. So I forgot to also mention that he is much more laid back, relaxed, and all that stuff. But he has so much power. He has powers of infinity and zero. And his sister has the same stats, but the opposite, like zero and infinity. To mirror that they're completely different from each other's. So, yeah. And that's one restriction. 2, they have to find, or actually, the golden ring was actually around the brother, or no, her brother's neck. That, because the queen thinks that he should be the one, because he has the words of the wise person, and his sister is crazy, so yes. And now let's continue. And third, they have to either prove themselves that they act mature, like a adult. So yeah, so then So he was 15, or actually 17. But the demon rules, they made up the age number of 14. So that no one truly knows that about his actual age. So his sister's age is actually 14. But when they heard that their parents died, and he was more relaxed, and not because his parents died, he's still upset about that part. So, yeah. So he does meet, so when he used magical powers to basically to make a tree, and the similar to Canon, but he can use magical powers. He doesn't have it on him. Not yet, though. So when he... Yeah, so when... After... So he had... the love interest in her. Because he read all the stories, and yeah. And so, but he couldn't, as he could not date because he wasn't of age thing. As he's... So her father actually told him about all that stuff. As he's just... As he's As he didn't... Nobody knew. Not even he knew that this person that he's talking to is the Demon King's son. So when he told him that he wasn't allowed to date his daughter, when he told him that he's not allowed to date her, he just his heart was broken. So he storms off. As he says, as he tells him that I'm trying to think that if I know you said that, but I will find someone else. Okay? Maybe in the human world. You're a demon. Yeah? So, you can't cross it legally. As he looks away, as he says, it's not illegal to, like, have someone's love being crushed, as he tells him. And plus, I need to let my real emotions out on the human world, anyways. I don't have any regrets. So then he teleports away. Because he can do that. And as he's just been in the human world, honed, and because as he was just hanging around, there could be pretty girls around. That makes up for it. As he's just looking around, he's using his powers. Interesting. So then instead he hangs out with a bunch of teenage kids that were like not drinking, but they were drinking soda, but they not underage drinking. So he comes down. You seems like a good kid. As he's just flying around, or not flying, he's just walking around. As he hears crying, as he looks over and he sees a kid that his parents says, we can't make it to your school. No, parenting day thing. Maybe he let someone, or as he asks the parents, I'll be a parent to your kid. My name is, as he pronounced his name properly, the Rura, I can't even say his name. It's Iruma. Ruma. As he says it properly. So, people call me Ruma. I'll be happy to. Are you sure? Yeah. I promise that. Okay? I'm good. So then he makes it to the kids' parents, or being a parent thing, as his mother actually taught him how to actually do parenthood, basically, at a very early age. So he basically did a parenting. It's similar to babysitting. And so he loves kids. Doesn't want to interrupt them. But, yeah. So then after that, the bunch of other kids were like, dude, you're cool. Yeah. As he could feel it. So he doesn't show any anger. And when he does that, it looks like what Ochako would have been without that, like, extra hair. So then so he basically, a couple bullies were bullying the kid. Enough. As he dusts him off, as he heals. So then the teachers know that the parent, or those kids that were bullying him, or bullying the kid, got detention and banned for being bullied. So yeah. So then so he spends time in the human world, so he made a lot of friends. And now we go back to the demon realm, or nether world. I'm saying nether world. And his sister, the one that we were talking about a little bit ago, was like wondering where he went. And so she asked him, "Where's my brother?" Oh, well, he's just upset that I told him that he will never date my daughter thing. He just ran off. Really? As she says. And then, but she didn't know that. Or so the guy didn't, or no, the guy's daughter didn't even know. Because she actually loved him too. Or she loved the main character. I'm still calling him a main character so that, because I'm still waiting for season 4 to come out and all that stuff. Well, let's move on. So, sorry if I'm like stopping in the middle of sentence because I'm trying to think of words. So, yeah. So, when she heard that he stormed off, and what did you say to him? Oh, I said that he won't date you, and then he just stormed off. Because he's too younger than you. And she's all upset that, or she's like this. And she tells him that, did you know that I truly loved him more? And so when she told him that actually was a surprise to her own father. She didn't realize, he didn't realize that his own sister actually, his own daughter loved him back too. So, but he's a little bit younger than you. So then the whole search in the human world was like, they were trying to find where he went. As now we go back to where he is. So he hangs out with a couple of guys. They go to a movies. Let's say it was Demon Slayer 3 or Z. So he goes and watches the movie with a smile on his face. He likes because they know that he needs to let his anger out, and he did tell him, he did tell them that he used to be in love with a girl, but then her father, as he looks away, her father told me I was too young to date her. She was 17. I was 14. Man, you had some interest in her, don't you? Yeah. She was a good looking too, but that was in the past. Let's enjoy this movie. Shall we? Yes, we shall. And then after the movie has ended, he goes out, takes his friends home. Taking his friends to their house. And he was walking by himself. He did change his hair color to be more brown and his eyes blue, to help him blend in better. So, and his outfit to be more like a suit and tie. And he looked so perfect that even Sorry if I'm making you sick, by the way. That even a certain girl, a spoiled rich kid named Quinn, like in Harley Quinn, Phoenix. So, yeah. Where she actually had a humongous crush on him. And she just straight up walks over to him middle of the night because her parents didn't care if how late she can be outside or out. She actually asked him out to go on a date thing. And he starts dating because he didn't tell her or that he's a demon, so yeah. So then she basically brewed up a potion that makes him fall in love with her even more. And yeah. So then so they were been dating for a long time. So now let's get back to the demon world. I'm still calling it the demon world. I know it's called another world, but name, yeah. Yeah, so now the so the guy, this Lauren, or actually his name is Chair Demon, yeah, was actually sat next to, or actually right across from him, and told, or so, this is their conversation starter thing, that this guy says, I heard that you said that he's isn't allowed to date your daughter, right? Correct. He's too underaged, and the much more to calm than his sister. So what about him, by the way? Oh, did you know? Or he says, did you know there's actually a reason that you might be wondering why he was stuck in age of 14. Well, hang on. No? I don't know. So he says that because he is a Demon King's son, when he said that, the guy, this guy's is, I know I can't say his name properly, so I do know what I'm trying to say. So this guy ends up saying, wait, so he is a demon king's son? So that means that his sister is also the daughter of the demon king itself. Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. And the reason why that he's stuck at age of 14 was because or 15, it's because they, his actual age is now 18. That's impossible. But how? We kept his actual age away from rest of you so that none of you could find how old he is. That's as he stops his sentence. That's impressive. And reason why he has a ring around his neck, you might be wondering, is that he will be the next demon king. But there is a 3 challenge for him. Or for them. First challenge was actually be in love with a soulmate. And 2, who as he says, 2, no, he has to have the ring put on to him by himself. To prove that he's worthy opponent. Or prove to himself that. And the 3rd, he has to act more of his age. But there's 2 out of 3 are done, actually. Or actually 1 out of 3 is done. Because he's been mostly acting more of his age, but his sister doesn't have that opportunity, if you know what I mean. So he just needs the ring to be put on, and that's would have been one of those 2 challenges done. Yes. And so then the 3rd is a love life. Yes. Maybe if as he bangs his head and outside so that he can't believe that he's just screwed up. Because he said, or when he told him that about, as the, yeah, so then he tells his sister, not sister, he tells his daughter, it's okay, to be like dating him and marry him thing. So like he says this to his own daughter that you can marry him, and as he looks away, I can't believe I screwed up. One of the requirements for him was actually there was the 3 tests. He already did one of them, act more of his age. And 2 was actually puts on the golden ring of Solomon onto his finger, right hand, and he can accomplish it easily, but the third and final is impossible. As she's wondering, what's the third one? Love. He needed to find a soulmate that has a similar thing. And who would he chose to be his soulmate? You might be wondering. Was actually you. Because he loves you. As he could not, or she could not believe that I knew that he loved me, but that is just too cool. We just need to find him. So then she goes to the human world with the green-haired girl, pink-haired, with him and her with their classes to see if including the purple-haired girl that always teases her about the interest. So then they've been walking around, trying to find him, but there was no luck until she looks over and she sees a guy that has a similar blue eye color, or she recognizes his aura, but then when she's wondering who's that girl that's right next to him, that's latched on. As he's as he's wondering, it looks like one of the humans and cast a spell on him that makes him fall in love with that girl. As when she heard was spell, no, and then in order to so then let's say in far away in the forest area, he looks at them with anger in his eyes as the Quinn, the Phoenix, she ends up basically says as that go ahead and attack them. As she kissed him on the cheek, as that makes her frustrated. Like, look at her face. When she saw his face, blushed thing, like, she would rather date him so bad. So, then, he runs up as he's about to, and he pulls out a sword that was, as he's about to slice right through. But then a guy, like the servant, blocks the attack from, as he knows that, as they basically try to reason with him, as he says, Master Herm, doesn't even recognize us. As as he tries to stab right through the other demons, and yeah, so in order for, because in this alternate timeline storyline thing, this potion that the Queen Phoenix gave to him could be reversed, because Yeah, and the only... So when he... So the guy literally moves too fast. As his sister interferes as he stops his attack right in front of her, as he knew who she is, his sister, so he doesn't want to harm his own sister. As Quinn Phoenix was a jerk, basically. She says, "What are you doing? Kill them. She is my sister. I won't hurt my little sister." As his brotherly bonds is make a quick little, like, break it, or tries to break the spell fully, but it's just a crack. And so when she came up with a brilliant idea, and she runs right past her own, or no, she runs past and her and landed right onto his arms, on his chest, and kissed him right on the lips. Yeah. She ends up basically, as a spell broke, fully, as he's wondering what just happened. Why did my head hurt like that? As Quinn pulls out a gun and she pulls the trigger, and the guy, or as everybody scattered around, if I can have him, no one can. And then so then he basically, because he doesn't remember anything during that time that he was from when her Quinn, or no, I keep calling her Harley Quinn, but Quinn and him hangs out. And then all of that stuff goes on, and he doesn't need. So, but little did he know that he actually helped her build a machine. A machine that basically makes children for them, so they don't need to reproduce then, if you know what I mean. So And so they basically, so he basically cuts his wrist, or actually his back hand, puts it, like, it mixes with her blood, and it took 10 minutes. So then that happens. It was at the warehouse thing. As she sees the hand was bleeding. And she says to him, "Your hand." As Quinn says, because I used his blood to create a special child. And I also did some research on him. I know he's a demon king's son. And so then in order to fuse demon blood with human blood is quite tricky, but I got it. That's why he wasn't bandaged in a proper way. And she's all upset because as one of one of her subordinates, that's her, she noticed that there was a machine nearby, and as the Quinn Phoenix says, yes, it's a breeding machine. It basically makes children's, no matter what type they are. And it only lasts 10 minutes to do it. So then a girl comes out, a beautiful girl. That's her. Or actually, yeah, her. And she ends up having... I was going to pick her, but yeah. Yeah, so she ends up being the more competitor one. So his daughter, but they didn't realize that she has her own personality thing. She's just like her father. She chose the right path to join her father instead of her mother. As he tells her that let's finish this. as he's about to finish name Quinn off. As the policemen show up before, as the her her father, because he was in the demon realm, still has authority in the human realm too. So when he told, so then the policeman says, you'll be okay. And but for her, she did steal illegal stuff. She brewed up the potion to like make anyone that drinks it fall in love with her. And yeah. So what about her? As he points to her, well, she was born with demon horns, so how about let you take her and okay? He says, sure. It wasn't my first time being a parent, Aaron, of a child. Or technically, it would have been a babysitter. As when she heard that he babysits kids, then she just like had a good idea thing popped into her head. And yeah, and before we like go on, let's do one thing. If you guys want me to do a story about Welcome to Angel School, please tell me in the comments below. And yeah, what it is, it's the opposite of the whatever, or Welcome to the Demon School. And it's going to be one weird one. So stay tuned for that. So he babysits the that pink-haired, orange, this girl, for as she loves her father. And so then but her father actually apologized to him, telling him that he's allowed to date and get married to his daughter. So yeah, her. So then he's like, yeah. And being in the human world, man, there's a lot of interesting. I tell you the full story of how I became like a babysitter in that world. Sure. It's quite interesting. As he says that the so I'm not gonna bore you with it. So let's say he got paid for babysitting a lot of kids that their parents didn't like hang around with them too much and either played with them and stuff like that. He's like, man, I kind of feel bad for you. You're being like a babysitter for all those human kids. Man. Yeah. But and that Quinn Phoenix, man, she was a spoiled rich kid, I tell you what. But her brother, man, I did like to hang around with him. Because he's a much more calm, cool, collective type of person. He'll be just like how I am. Calm, cool, collective around hostile situations. Compared to my sister. As he starts laughing, so then one day, let's say she brought him out far away from demon eyes and hearing range. And she finally confessed her feelings towards him, and he accepted her, no matter what. Okay? And she says, I also heard that you like the kids, hanging around with kids. And then she gives him a bad time about it. But then she says, out of embarrassment, and that you would not hear from an actual person, that she wants to like have a kid with him. So she says that out of embarrassment. As he says, sure. As long as you don't build a machine that basically as he tells her to use my blood. Man. As she's happy to see that or hear that. And then she ends up loving him to the point of no return. So then they got married, and then they had kids. And he wore the golden ring of Solomon, and he filled all three of them up. And now he became a next demon lord, demon king. But he became a nicest one. So, yeah. He became a nicest version. So, yeah. The nicest demon king that was ever lived. Man, he has, so first of all, before, actually, the first kid that he had that came out of the machine that was like all that stuff is that she actually asked him if it's okay to be in the family. Sure. Okay. As he still has that same personality of them, he hardly says no to anything. And yeah. So he has 2 kids and a wife, and plus she actually knows that, so yeah, it's a happy ending to everyone except for Quinn in Phoenix. She got punished because her parents didn't know that she was actually dating a demon, and yeah. So she got put in behind bars in a cage. Stuff like that. And so now we move on to the last part. That so his sister, during all of this, she actually was dating a certain boy. And no, it's not her brother because it's weird. But a pink-haired this guy. So she dates him, and then his mother, so she gets married to him. And yeah, they had a kid, and that's similar, and yes. And so she enjoys, he spends time with him and also spending time with his mother. And yeah. And then yeah. So this part is like about, so this whatever teaches us that do not be rude or don't judge a person's true reasons, betrayal, and all that stuff. if you know what I mean. And so, just to clarify this up, so the story ends, and yeah. So now this is the end of this what if. So please, please leave a like, share, subscribe, comment, and sorry for a very long video. This is a story after all. I know that I'm bad storyteller, but that's okay. But hey, I picked this story because you guys voted in the comments or in the community thing, like comments on my page thing. So now, with that out of the way, now peace out, Cub Scouts, and have a good night or day. Depends on time zones. Peace.